Welcome to the Rock Comedy Tour podcast. Mike Young, New York City. I'm here at the Zeem Studios and lucky to speak to my next guest. She's hilarious. I've been watching you. I don't even know if you remember being on the show that I had at the Ned Nomad, but this is Liza Treyger, who I called
No,
Liza 6 times
it's okay. It's
before we
spelled
started.
funky. I'm never that mad. But I don't. I remember seeing you at the Comedy Store.
Oh, in LA.
That's where I have a memory of you.
Did you come up at the store? Was that like your place or
No,
were you
I moved
visiting?
there. I moved to LA for 4 years. So in that time, but I don't remember the Nomad.
You definitely came and did you don't remember doing that hotel show at all?
I've been to that hotel for sure.
Okay, I thought I was running the
There's a
show for Dave.
backgammon night at that hotel.
Yeah, they got backgammon night, drug night. They got all the all kinds of
I'm
themes
a
there.
backman. I'm a backgammon girly.
Are you a backgammon girl?
I have my little suitcase right here.
By the way, it's so funny because I told myself I want to learn backgammon. I want to relearn it. Like there's so many games I played as like a middle schooler that I never played again. Backgammon's one I think I need to get on because my friends in LA, they're gammoners.
Yeah,
They're back
I brought it kind of to the store, I would say. People started playing in the back room and bringing it.
the back room at the comedy store.
Yeah, right before I moved, I got a few people coming and playing. And
Oh,
there's a permanent
interesting.
board there now.
Oh wow.
Someone that works there has a board there.
So you went to the store, you started a click.
I just needed to get my rocks off. Like I just love games and
Yeah.
anytime there's an opportunity for a game, I'll get in there.
You've always been a board gamer, just like a stay
I like
home, play
guessing
a board
games.
game?
I like clues, guessing, words. I love Heads Up. I have Seinfeld. I like trivia, but I like backgammon and dominoes. I just won like $30 on a domino game.
Nice. So you like the
I
thought
went to
game.
Simpsons trivia last week. I like a little fun. And then I have a Seinfeld Heads Up. And so
Oh
I, like at
wow.
the cellar or somewhere, if I'm in line somewhere or I'm with my buds that love Seinfeld, quick. It's a minute around and you can just get one round in. And it's like I said, you get like a little jolt.
Have you shown it to Jerry? Have you met Seinfeld?
I've never met him, no.
I'm surprised.
Mm-mm. No, I don't even think I've ever been in a room with him, honestly.
Never popped over. He does Gotham all the time.
Yeah, never. But I
Oh,
watch the
that's of
show in my like he's in my nighttime because it's one of the shows I fall asleep to.
course. I was
Yeah.
just talking, well, earlier I was talking to George Wallace. That's
I
Seinfeld's best friend. Right.
Yes,
You,
I feel like
that's
he should have been in more episodes. I do think that's fucked up. I'm saying it
I'm
here.
I
Drama.
you know I don't know what it was, but what he told me was he's
What?
the real George was based on him,
Oh,
not Larry David. He said he was because he was Jerry's 13, they were roommates for 13 years.
whoa.
He was Seinfeld's roommate for 13 years. So
Damn.
he came up with Jerry, Larry David, Paul Reiser, that whole crew, and they like ran hard. Like they were in the real comedy days where you stay up till 4 in the morning at the
I
diner.
did that. I feel like post-COVID is different. And now that the seller, the Fat Black, is shows now, but I feel I got that tail end of like closed blinds, 6 a.m. cigarettes in Manhattans, and like going home at dawn, like the sun's not
Uh-huh.
even out. Like, I'm really happy that my 20s intersected with getting past there and being able to perform all night.
So you're glad you got a taste of that, but you don't have to live it now.
No, I would love more of a hang. I feel like we have to go other places. It's just a little different, but I'm
Yeah.
still holding on to like I went out for Blackout Wednesday and it was kind of like, oh, I don't want to do this again.
Right, you because you blacked out.
I didn't black out, but there was like a fight broke out at this 4 a.m. bar about a local comedy show and someone not booking someone, and then like security got involved, and I'm like, I need to get out of here. I'm like, you guys are
Absolutely.
still fighting about this show? Are you fucking kidding me? Like it felt like nothing had changed and I had to leave.
Was this a comic getting mad because he was thought he was booked and he wasn't?
No, it wasn't even at the show. Like that's what's crazy. It's like I went with my few friends to this 4 a.m. bar. Then I see a friend and this man I don't know fighting, and I go, "What's going on?" And they're like, "He's mad that he won't book him on his show." And then I look over and I just hear him go, "But I'm better than you. I'm better than you. I'm better than all of you." And then
Yo,
chair gets thrown, and it was just like, oh my God, like physical. It got physical. But what's crazy about this friend of mine is when I was there in my early 20s starting out stand up, I know of two specific times he's gone into physical violence at that place. And one time someone followed him on the bus and then beat him up off his at his stop.
I'm dying to know who this is. I think I honestly feel like I could guess.
Do you
Like
want to
the
put it in the chat? You can put it in the chat. I don't want to say it out loud, but you can put it in the chat.
I don't even know how to work the chat. You put it in the
Okay.
chat.
Here,
You
I'll start it. No, you because
just
I like a guess. I told you I love a game. I love a game. I want you to try to guess.
I'm just gonna throw an initial out there.
He-
Is there
He's
an is there an M in his name?
no,
Okay, okay,
no M. Okay.
okay. Then I don't know
Separate.
who it is. I knew
Yeah.
I know an M that gets a little physical sometimes at clubs when things could get out of line.
Yeah, it was just like kind of a weird, I don't even know
Petty.
how
That
I got
sounds
here.
petty.
Oh, holding on to like wanting to go out. But I'm like, I obviously get way more hungover. I'm like 37, right? So it's like
Oh yeah, this is
I
where
have to
alcohol's not
plan. I
your
need
friend.
Gatorade zeros. Like I really, because I know I'm gonna party Tuesday night when my special comes out. I am throwing a party.
100%.
And
It
so I'm
comes out
getting
this
ready.
Tuesday.
It comes out the 28th, Tuesday.
Wow, congrats. What's it
Thanks.
called? Grilled cheese.
Night
What's it called?
Owl. It's
Night
called
owl.
Night Owl. Night Owl.
Oh, so you really are a night owl.
Oh yeah, I am. I am. And yeah, because even if I come home, like I'll watch shows. I have like my beating over here. Like I'll smoke some weed.
Uh-huh.
I'll play and I play these movie games. I'm a sicko. Like I wait till midnight and I play all the New York Times games and then I play these like movie grid and then cinemate like movie games.
Wow, you're really complex. You're like highly intelligent, but
No,
love to drink and get hammered. You're fun.
I think I have a good time. I know a lot about a lot. That's like my vibe. Like I don't know too much
Yeah,
about anything
right. Are you,
except trivia, Seinfeld trivia.
was New York City the first place you started doing comedy?
No, Chicago.
Okay, so you're from Chicago.
I'm from the suburbs. I'm from Skokie, and
Oh,
yeah, I started
Skokie.
in Chicago.
I know all about Skokie.
I love it. I do
One of
love
my
it.
co one of my college roommates is from Skokie. I got beat up in Skokie.
You got beat up in Skokie
I mean, I didn't get beat up. There was my buddy got married. The
at
college
the
friend.
DoubleTree. Where?
I swear, I think it was the DoubleTree.
By the mall, by the Panera,
Yeah,
across from the
yeah,
Panera.
yeah, yeah.
Hell
By
yeah.
the mall. Yeah, college friends, which was us, versus the high school wrestler friends.
Mhm.
Everybody gets hammered. I get into it with a guy, bottle sails through the air, hits me in the face from one of his friends. It becomes a nightmare, but it's all because of Skokie. You guys have your own distinct little tough guy personalities over there. And it got crazy. It got really crazy.
That's
I
so
had a
crazy.
I had a
That's
friend
so.
that was in a biker gang in Chicago, so he was going to bring the biker gang to shut down the wedding.
What was this
But
fight about, and what was the high school? What you guys were
pure,
competitive over the Joel? Like you wanted to be the closest to this friend.
it was drunk ramping up of testosterone. It
Got
was
it.
about nothing. It
Okay, cool.
drunk dudes on a wrestling team,
Oh, wrestling.
mad, wanting to challenge the cleaner cut. You know, Skokie, some of those guys are like the outsiders.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know what I
They're
mean? They
just
were
bad boys.
you had a rough batch. They had a rough batch, but
I threw a brick through a car window.
for sure you did. 2 weeks ago,
On Halloween, on Halloween, on Halloween.
this last Halloween.
High school, the cops get, but I got away with it. I got it. Yeah, it was, yeah.
Yeah, no, you gotta listen. If you're a comedian, you got a little fire in you anyway. So, and I've seen you, you're super fiery and funny.
But I'm always getting into like, I think I've never gotten into a physical fight, knock on wood, and I don't
Good.
know if I'd win. I feel like maybe if I had to protect someone, like but I don't want to. I don't like watching fights. It makes me uncomfortable in movies when there's like a real fight. It's like, I don't love it.
What's your background? Are you Russian?
But I've almost been in a couple fights. You know, when you're like kind of shaking, you're like, oh, it's gonna happen, but then it doesn't. So I've had those.
Well, it's funny because comedians are so quick-witted that they can provoke somebody to want to beat them up,
Yes.
right? So like it's that tough moment of like you better be ready to defend yourself because you're gonna kill them with your words. They're gonna want to beat the shit out of you. Figure, you know what I mean? Learn some self-defense mechanisms or techniques.
Yeah, this one time these four girls after school came up to my locker and they were like, wanting to fight. And I was like, well, do you want to fight or not? Because I have swim practice.
Yeah.
And then no one fought me and I got to leave. But I was just like, oh my God, like I do not want to get beat up.
That's the economy of words right there. You use one sentence, you deflated the whole situation.
Like I got somewhere to be.
Yeah.
Like I
Let me
gotta be
ask
up
you,
full stretching.
let me ask you something. Has your so you're real you are hilarious, by the way. I'm just like
Thanks a lot.
I
Thank
have
you.
seen no, but you're great. Was this always your personality on stage, or was there a moment on stage where like, these
On
jokes aren't
stage,
fun?
this was
Like,
me in like second grade. It's been a nightmare till I found comedy. Like I feel like I found my place in the world but like
so this is always your voice.
yeah, what was wild is I was performing in Phoenix and in the first row I was like, "Oh my God, we went to high school together." Like this girl that I was on the basketball team with her, so we hung out after. And she was like, "You always spoke your mind." I was actually not surprised when I found out you do this. She's like, "You were always fucking talking." And I
Right.
was like, "I was."
Were you thinking like, oh man, this is gonna be a tough world if I don't find somewhere for an outlet? Or were you wanting to be a comedian even when you were in high school?
No, I didn't know that was a thing. And I was 21 when I started, which is pretty young. How old were you?
I was actually older. I was 27 years old when I actually first got on
Oh, young.
stage.
It's so young.
I mean, I don't even know what it was because some my friends did comedy in college. I
Oh,
didn't.
okay.
Like I just never did it till I got to LA.
Yeah, I just feel like I found it kind of young, but I always thought something was up with me. Like if I wasn't vibing, I was like, what's wrong with me? And then when I found my people, degenerate or like comedians, I was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, this is like fun. I was just always going to nightclubs being like, I'm kind of miserable. Like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with my life.
Isn't it funny when you find your group, like when you find comedians, you're like, this is the only fraternity, sorority, whatever it is that you belong to. Because
Yeah, like it just kind of made sense. And I didn't know there's like a level of honesty and vulnerability because you're kind of seeing people every night. Because if you really want to do comedy, you're out every night.
100%.
And even if there's good things, bad things, holidays, like you're kind of desperate when you start. So you see everyone for big life moments and like, I don't know, you
Yeah.
kind of come up and with people just being outwardly themselves, even though, there's secrets.
Yeah.
And I I like
Comics,
that.
I feel like comedians were like they're like the most interesting personality because they got all this personality on stage. But
Yes,
as you know,
I
some
fumble in life.
comics are like socially off. It's like put them on stage, greatest personality, gregarious, hilarious. Bring them in a room with more than three of them. Man, some of us are awkward. I'm not awkward really because I don't know. I played sports, so I was always on a team, so I could always vibe in a locker room. I always
Mhm.
attribute like being around a group of athletes as a
I
social
think sports
thing.
teaches people lots of lifelong lessons.
It
I
does. Did you play any sports?
I did, yeah. Well, I was on the swim team like all 4 years of high school, and then I ended up doing it all the time. But I played basketball from like fourth grade to sophomore year.
Yeah, I mean, being
And
on a team is the
I played
best.
some softball. I played football one season in eighth grade, and a nightmare. I played tennis with my
On
dad.
the
Like I
boys
like,
team,
I did, yes,
football.
yes.
You're
I
like,
did it.
Mom and Dad, don't tell me what I can't do.
Yeah, I did it for feminism, but I didn't really know the game, and no one explained it to me, and I was so lost, but I couldn't quit, and it was like a nightmare, and I had bruises all over my body.
Of course you do. Head injuries.
It
It's a
was
tough
beat
sport.
the fuck up. My chin
Yeah.
was like, it was crazy.
Yeah. New acne that you never heard of from a chin strap.
And I
That
had to
shit
have
was
like my
real.
pigtails, and everyone was just like livid. It was
Right.
awful. It was awful. I wish I knew I could quit, but I guess it's good that I finished.
So where were the mics at in Chicago when you started comedy? Not Skokie. Were you Schaumburg
No, my
Improv?
first one was Evanston, though. So if you know Skokie, Evanston's the next neighborhood. It's where
Yeah.
Northwestern is. So
Yep.
it was caffeine, and it's like this caffeine with a K.
Oh,
And it's kind of like old school coffee house open. Like if you didn't drink or you were too young to drink, you can stay there till 2 in the morning drinking coffee and like having bagels. And
love
so that
that.
was my first one. And then once I bombed, and then I came back the next week and I did really well. And I was like, oh, okay, this is fun. And then I did
Uh-huh.
music mics for a week because I didn't know what comedy was. Like I didn't
Right.
get it. And then that Sunday, like a week later on that Sunday, I found Shuba's open mic, and that was like everything. And then I met
Uh-huh.
everyone, a lot of people I'm still friends with. And so I met a ton of people there, and then they told me about all the other mics, and then was like, oh, okay. And then that's how I started.
Isn't it?
And
Isn't
then I felt like all week was getting ready for that Sunday mic. That was like, to me, like that was like the most impressive packed one. Everyone was there. So I would try to like work on all my new jokes Monday through that day,
uh-huh.
and then kind of like try to show off on Sunday.
God, in LA, when we started, there were so many open mics back in the day, and then there got less and less. And it's interesting because I don't know, that's where you cut your teeth, that's where you make your bones, that's where you build your act, is those like empty, dirty, lame rooms. You get your
Just
work done.
desperation. I was just talking to another comic about this yesterday. Like with the rise of phones, TikTok clips, like I like people making money. I like opportunity. I like also like I've found people on clips. So there's like positives.
Yeah,
But I feel like you can pop early in a way where you're not experiencing these things that make you like, I don't know if stand up to me is such a live game. And I don't know if popping on the internet has taken away from the live hustle of it.
right. Oh, it's definitely taking a hit.
Because I was talking to Maddie Smith about this, where it's like, I remember driving 3.5 hours with people. Like, I left my reception job. I was like, can someone cover for me for $50 in 15 minutes? Like, I was like,
Oh
we could
yeah,
do 15 minutes. And I drove 3.5 hours. And like, I just, I'm sure there's people doing that today, but I feel with the internet, it's changed something.
oh, for sure it has. And I listen, not to be like the people that look down on that. We're not looking down on the internet,
And
but
that's what I mean. I
the
like people making
quality,
money
the
and being funny.
quality of the craft has taken a hit
Because
because to,
people are looking at you sooner. Like you don't like usually it takes you like years to get on TV.
right.
But now you can post a good bit 3 years in, and then like you're going, it's cool to make money that early, but like to me, even if you're successful, I can tell you're a 3 year comic.
Exactly. Exactly. You,
And
you
it's
ain't
great you
ready.
have an audience and you connect to people. It's so hard to connect to people. You have this like amazing, but at the end of the day, to me, it's like you're a really rich 3 year comic.
Exactly. And they listen, they don't last that long in the game, right? Because the crowd goes, they see them, they're good for 10 minutes, they're shitty for 50 minutes, and the crowd goes, I'm not paying for
Or
this ticket again. So that can happen. But I don't know, the craft is still the thing. I was showing George
it's
Wallace, I
the
don't know if
most
you were on,
fun being live.
but
It's
but
like
I still got my notebook with me. It's more of an art piece, like an art, what do you call this? Like a cardboard paper or whatever. But like I couldn't find like a good notebook. Like, isn't a good notebook like a thing?
that's so funny because I was just at Blick, the art store, and I bought
Oh,
3 different notebooks
oh, I
today.
got these at Blick.
An hour before like we came on, I went to Blick on my walk home.
How great is shopping at Blick,
It is
right?
great, but I had a tough. Okay, so I went to the Met last week, and at their book shop or gift shop, long like I like the spirals so I could go backward. Like I like just putting on a little spiral, but they're a little too short for me. My handwriting's big, and I some of them
Uh-huh.
have a lot of bits I want to try to fuck with. This one was like long like this. I don't know if this is like and perfect, narrow it, fit in a purse at the Statue of Liberty. Had it one night and I lost it. You can't get
Damn.
it online, so I have to go back to the Met. So I found some that were close enough at Blick, but I was chasing this like perfect notebook that I found. And I love that you mentioned your cardboard. Yeah, it's so important. It's really
Of,
important.
of
I don't care
course.
about pens as much. This is my favorite kind of pen, though, like these kinds. And a
Okay,
lot
that's
of
that's
hotels
interesting.
and restaurants make these. I like, oh, I ask, but I take a lot of these.
That's funny because I'm looking for the perfect pen. Like
What's
I'm
this?
past the point of a basic ballpoint like that, but
This
I
one?
need, and sometimes the Sharpies are too thick, but I like the double end Sharpie where you got the thin on the one side and the thicker on the other side, that double edged Sharpie. Is that it?
No, but this is just like another one of these style. Like these are my favorite.
Yeah. Like
And they
I
have,
gotta be able to look down and read with a color.
I just bought a little marker one, but sometimes they're just too thick and bleed through, and it's kind of like
Yeah.
a
It,
risk.
it's so funny that the Met had the perfect notebook, not the notebook place, but the Met. Of
Yeah,
course, they got
because
the
it was sketch,
expensive,
it
nice
didn't have
one.
lines. And that helps me too. I don't really like to write in the, I have like messy handwriting. Look at this creepy pen.
I love that. My nephew said that to me the other day. He goes, Uncle Mike, your notebook doesn't have any lines. I go, no kidding, bro. I don't need lines.
I can't
You
have
know what I
line.
mean? I'll talk all day about notebooks. It's a very important part of the whole game.
It really is.
George Wallace. held up a legal pad. He's been doing comedy 50 years. He's still got the legal pad.
I've like ripped up little pieces of my set. Yeah, I write still.
Yeah.
I will put it in my phone so I always have it if I lose stuff.
Yeah.
Like little like bits I'm working on. But I like writing. I like to write this. I like to write keywords and
Yeah. Are you an only child?
no, but my sister's 10 years older than me and got married and moved out very young. So I have a lot of like only child vibes.
Yeah, you have only child vibes.
Yeah, my parents are a lot older and it's yeah.
Are they Russian?
We're from the former Soviet Union. So born in present day Ukraine, but we're like Russian speaking Jews.
That's exactly where my grandparents are from.
Yeah.
Ukraine,
Yes.
former Russia, Ukraine. My cousin sent me my grandfather's like Ellis Island paperwork,
Whoa.
like right there said Ukraine on it.
Yeah.
And I forgot the name of the village they were from, but it was like right there. And what a
It's so
trip.
cool to have an Ellis Island like it's so cool to have physical like anything from that long ago.
I
A
know, I couldn't believe
story.
he threw that at me today on Facebook. Like, look at this
Today?
today. Look at this from grandpa. So me and my brother were tripping out. Like,
Oh my
and
God.
you see your relatives as like a fairly young man, like a strong young man ready to come to America. And when I met him, he was my grandpa complaining, makes half miserable half the time. You know what I mean? Not sure not happy in marriage. You know what I mean? You see post America grandpa,
Yeah.
but it's a trip. It's
Oh,
a
have
trip.
you watched The Substance?
No, but I just saw like
You should
the
see it.
ad for it.
You should see it.
I heard about it.
It's good.
Yeah. Why'd you ask me that? Like, you
It
think I'd
was
like it?
yeah, there was just like a scene about aging and the moment you started talking about it, that scene flashed in my head. So I was like, maybe you
Yeah.
like that. And it was a
Eight.
good
Yeah. We're all, hey, listen, if you're not aging, it's over. There's nothing wrong with aging.
I know. I just feel like so many of my bad decisions have all caught up with me in this way. And I know in the grand scheme of life, knock on wood, I'm still young and I can change stuff, but it's like so hard to like change. I don't
By the
know.
way, you don't need to change
But I want to be more
fundamentally.
physically like my dad is 87 and that motherfucker last year, past summer, his 30th year working at the summer pool, the
Are you
park.
serious?
Yes. Gardens, 10,000 steps, has walking sticks, just like
He's a
taught me
beast.
taught me how to rollerbladed into his 70s, like just really kind of and I like that
Physical.
physical because he had heart surgery. He's had lots of surgeries, but because of his physical well-being, he's been able to overcome these things. And I'm like a lounger, man. He's like,
Oh, listen.
I'm up and down. I'm a yo-yoer, so I'll get into fitness and then I'm not. But like, so now I'm finally feeling kind of like, oh shit, I gotta stretch. I'm like feeling
Yeah, but the good news is
I have time
not only do you have time, you got all the time, but I'm saying the good news is you're an athlete. So any
deep
athlete,
down. Yeah.
it's just a matter of deep
Well,
down,
no,
you're
because
a swimmer.
I went with my fitter friend, like she's like just like thinner, to boxing. And during the exercises, she goes, "Oh, I just stop when everyone stops." She goes, "You do every single number they tell you to do." And I was like, "Yeah, of course. Like, you're just stopping." And she's like, "Yeah, you really try hard." She's like, "Even when you're last." And I'm like, "Yeah, it didn't even occur to me that you shouldn't." I don't know. I do it. I follow the directions.
Yeah, no, you're like
And
a
I'm
you're
paying so much money. It's like so expensive to go to fitness classes. So you got to try hard.
right. You're getting all the bang for the buck in the boxing class. Probably $60 to go to a simple boxing
But I
class.
go to Soul Cycle now mostly, and it's 40 a class.
What a joke. But I'm sure it's great. I'm sure it's great. But the
I,
point
I'm
is,
just, I'm, it's in a
make the
cult.
change. You can
Make
make
the change. I gotta make the change. It's just like, starting
totally.
is always the hardest part. But yeah, I'm finally noticing like, fuck, I gotta stretch or this is hurting. I'm like, I used to be
Yo,
able
you
to,
ready? You ready for this? So when I first moved to LA, I taught boxing because I boxed amateur.
wow.
So I
Okay.
was like an amateur boxer. It was like the only skill I had, but I could charge people a bunch of money. So it was a great job to have as a comedian.
Yeah.
My point is start shadow boxing before you go to bed. Just like don't
Well, you
even
know what I would do? How do you feel about Taibo? Because I love Taibo. Taibo was a big part of my life instead of shadowboxing. I need a teacher. Like I can't. I need a teacher. That's like a thing for my fitness. I need someone to really tell me what's up.
I don't think you do. I think while you're watching television, make a game out of it because you love games.
I do love game.
Start
Okay.
start picking the characters on the TV and just start throwing punches at the characters. And
I love that.
that's gonna be your start to
Should I
fitness.
put on my wraps?
You can, but just don't go to bed with them because those things stink. But this will be your first
God, I love
foray.
that. I love the idea of punching people on the screen.
That's all you need is like just imaginary enemy, and it's your sparring partner, who's whoever's on the screen. You're welcome
I'll be honest,
tomorrow.
I've done like every fitness person, whatever. I've like, this is like honestly the actual best, most practical advice I've ever gotten.
Well, you're welcome. I still got that trainer mentality in me.
Shadow box.
Yeah, right. I love. Are you writing it down? Shadow
Yes,
box, punch
the
towards the
TV.
screen.
Because I watch a lot of
Pick up.
TV, so this is cool.
Yeah, you'll hit Seinfeld, George, Kramer. You'll be boxing with all of them. They won't even know it.
Oh my God, I'm so excited for this. Shadow box the TV characters. Do you pick all of
No,
them? Just a few of them. How does this work?
well, whoever's on screen, you're just
Whoever's on screen. Okay.
whoever's on screen. George, Jerry,
Do you still box?
Kramer.
What do you do for
I do.
fitness here in
I
LA?
still I still box. I jump rope. I hit the bags. I wanted to spar, but I started getting
I
like
have a
headache.
jump rope.
Bring it.
I have a jump rope.
Jump ropes are great. I started
I
getting headaches from getting hit in the head. You know what I mean? You get hit in the head, you
oh.
start getting headaches.
Hmm.
But yeah. But I toured with Joe Rogan for like a year back in the day, and they would go to all those like wrestling, the grappling, the UFC stuff. I didn't do any of that. Like, so they thought they're just like, you're so lame. All you
I
want to
don't
do is
like
hit the
men kicking.
bag.
It's actually something I'm really passionate about. Like men kicking, except Taibo, but I don't like it. It makes me uncomfortable. Bare feet kicking a face, like ugh.
It's nasty. I'm with you on
I
that.
can't. I'm like really into. I'm like my dad was a boxer, olden times, and
That's
like
why he's in shape still.
yeah.
That's why he's in shape. Yo, do you do the actual road a lot, or you're just getting so many spots in New York City, you're not
No,
even
I
worried
do, but
about it?
I'm someone that like I took the summer off, like I took 2 months off and then fall winter I toured. And then that's what I did now. Like I'm mid-February to June. Then I'll
Yeah.
take a month off, then I'll do July through whatever. Yeah.
Nice. Are you any you have a favorite comedy club on these tours? Like I got a couple favorites. You got any favorite place, or they're all blending in now?
I do. I'm just like thinking of all the elements, but it's like the punchlines have always been really good to me.
San
Uh,
Fran, Sacramento, those guys?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Now the new Houston and the Philly, they've just always, because I'm not like, I don't really sell that many tickets. That's why I'm excited. I hope people watch my special and come see me. I'm always like, I do the road, I'm happy, but it's like,
Yeah,
I'm definitely not selling out in any way. So I feel loyalty to the places that have booked me consistently and
for
like
sure.
supported me through the different phases of my career.
Where's the special gonna live?
It's on Netflix.
Oh, that's incredible.
I know. I know. I'm
I
so
don't even, I don't think you up. By the way, I found a couple spelling errors on your webpage,
Oh,
on
I'm
your homepage,
sure.
and I didn't. By the way, it's a beautiful looking page, great
No, it's
pictures.
all I'm
But
like that. Yeah.
I saw there are a couple spelling errors, and I don't think it says where your special is on the current homepage. Is that possible or no?
Oh, of
Maybe.
course it is because it's so funny because my manager just texted. She goes, "Hey, it's the old company's on it. Can you go change it?" And then I just did a password switch because of course I don't remember the password. And now this is happening. We've had a lot of like crisscrosses, reminder like you got found out about your grandfather. We both did blank notebooks.
Yo.
And
Now I'm spell checking your homepage.
I'm about to update it, but it's definitely like a Squarespace thing. Yeah, I gotta update. I'm gonna update that. My people should go on Netflix. That's it really feels like major for it to be on there.
That
And
is
I'll
major.
watch it. And obviously I want it in the top 10. Desperate.
Yeah, that is major. Are you going to do a
Yeah.
little tour of like radio stations, podcasts, get on
That's what I'm
everybody's
doing.
thing?
Yeah, I'm doing like fun podcasts. I'm doing some that involve games. I'm doing some list podcasts.
They should get you on a game show.
Oh, of course. I mean, obvious. The thing is, it's like I think if it becomes popular, then I could do all the things. Like it's kind of a chicken and the egg. It's like you get to do some stuff and some stuff you
Right.
get booked on. And then some people you have to wait till you're popular in some sort of capacity or have a moment. Or like to me in my head, I'm like, if I can get in the top 10, then maybe I can
And
be
you
on
do all the
watch tab
things.
at 5. You know what I mean?
Yeah. By the way, the great thing is you get on Netflix, which you're already on Netflix. It'll be on coming on Tuesday. But like you get on there and you're gonna book a ton more dates after that. Like no
And that's what
matter
I'm
what.
hoping. I want to work. Like that's the whole thing about yeah, you want success so you can just work more. Yeah,
That's
it's all
it.
about like trying to work more and but it's all been fun. So yeah, in the city doing spots on the road casually in
Sellers
suburb.
your own
And then I have a
club.
podcast and then I act. So like I get to, I'm auditioning for stuff. I
Are there
like
a
it.
lot of auditions happening right now, even though TV kind of went down from it?
No, no, but there is one thing I did an offer. There's one thing I auditioned for, and they're like, "Will you audition for the smaller part?" But it's so small that I said, "You can offer it to me."
There you go.
So we'll see. I
Good
think
for you.
they should give it to me. I filmed a cool indie horror comedy in the summer, and it was so fucking fun. I was like, I want to do more of
Yeah.
that. And then I filmed another little horror comedy, even like more indie, but it's
Yeah,
fun.
you get a good crew of indie filmmakers like in a good on a good set, you're having fun. That's what you want to do.
It is, yeah, it's really
Yeah.
cool. And because I've been a really small part on big things often.
Yeah.
That's been my vibe. Like I get a tiny small part in a really fun thing that I like. But this was with indie, I feel like I got to see more, do more. Like it's more,
Yeah.
you're just understanding more of everyone's jobs and how things kind of function in a really fast way.
Oh yeah, you're moving and shooting.
Yeah.
You're not taking 20 takes on an indie film.
No, and we did overnight shoots because they're scary movies. And so like, it's kind of an adventure having a 2 a.m. call time. And
Uh-huh.
like
It is an
I got
adventure.
to yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed it. And it's quick, so you can go back to stand up.
Have
Because you
you
think
written?
about these TV shows, like I just watched Escape at Dan Mora. It came out like a long time ago.
Yeah.
Watched it, fucking loved it.
Yep.
And it took 7 months. Took 7 months to make that.
7 months of physical, like they started shooting, got shut down, or they just waited it
Yeah.
out and
No,
got
it
the
was
money.
7 months because once I love something, I watch all the press tour interviews of it and like try to learn more. Or I read the vultures. Like I try to kind of understand more about it. And so I watched all the press and them talking about it, and it took 7 months
That's
to film
awesome.
in cold weather. Like it was wild. That's like such a great, but with indie, it's like they can't afford that.
Here's my next tip
Do a
that you're
nice
gonna
month and then you could do stand up. Yeah, give me more tips.
no, you don't even need to write this down, but you need to write something for yourself. Like write your own little piece.
I know, but I hate like doing
Everybody
that.
says that, blah 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 blah
I
blah.
need
But
a
I'm just
friend.
telling
I need a partner. I need a creative partner. I need like someone that's more like dorky to like help me.
you, do you not write? Do you not actually write screenplay
I've
stuff or
sold
anything?
one thing. It's just not my passion. Maybe I'm being lazy. Maybe it's sabotage. Maybe I'm selling myself short. Maybe it's all those things too, but it's not what I enjoy. And I've built a life on things I like. So it's like,
All right, all right. You
but
keep
I'd
doing what
love
you
to
like.
write stuff and it's easy to have ideas. I have so many ideas,
Yeah,
but
forget
like
the ideas.
I
Those are
hate making stuff.
everyone's got ideas. You got to make.
Yeah.
But by the way, you don't. You could just write. By the way, Seinfeld, thousands of people just love being a comedian and riding
Yeah.
out comedy and making a great living, and that's that.
And
But
like if I play a fun receptionist, or if I die first in horror movies, like I would love that.
I just died in a in a gangster little gangster comedy. My
How'd
first.
you
I died great. Everybody said I died great.
No, but
I, I didn't.
did you do you not want to ruin it? You don't want to
Oh, it's
spoil
not even a
it?
spoil. I got two hitmen roll up on me while I'm in the car. I'm excited about this new car. It's some gangster like a gangster movie, like a true story of like the DeMeo crew and the mafia. And I got a new car. I'm like a snitch, and
Ooh.
two hitmen rolled up and pow pow, they got me. So it was my first on-screen death. Blood was
You're
good.
a snitch.
Breath
You
was
can't
good.
show off your nice car.
I know I yelled it out in the neighborhood too. I was like yelling to the guy to come down. Loud snitch.
You
You shouldn't
deserved it.
you even know that? You can't do that. You even Skokie doesn't do that. They know that in Skokie.
Yeah.
That's not even the Italian neighborhood or the Polish neighborhood down there. I lived in Chicago for a year.
Where?
I lived downtown at Scott and State Street.
Oh, wow. Okay. You went
Fancy.
to all the clubs?
I,
Where'd you go?
I did. This is when I was, by the way, this is fresh out of college. So this is with a girl. I moved for a girl, didn't even do comedy. Then I studied at Second City, just
Ooh,
like some
okay.
improv stuff. And then, Yeah, I was only there for a year, but I taught a little boxing at that little East Bank club, the fancy club downtown.
I wouldn't
I
know
was
about,
fancy.
I wouldn't know about that. You were fancy.
It was a fancy like they overpaid for training at this club, basically. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But it was I love Chicago. I love Chicago. It's right, I'm from
It's really
Detroit. You're right
beautiful.
next door.
It's like it's really pretty.
It is a great listen.
Driving on Lakeshore Drive, seeing the skyline, seeing the lake. I mean, it's like fucking nice.
Yeah.
And after living in New York, it is like quaint to me, which is rude. It is like a big city, but it like I remember being stressed to parallel park certain places or like get to school like and now it's just it's like I don't know.
Home.
Calm, home, chill. Yeah, I love it.
So you'd say you've settled into New York
I
City.
love New York. So yeah, I spent 6 years here, went to LA, and then I just moved back. It'll be a year in February.
Wow.
I love being here. It's where I belong. It's where I feel like it's
Yeah.
awesome. I love walking everywhere, and I'm in like the East Village, so
It just like this studio that we're in, you can't see it, but like I'll just do this real quick. It leads
there
to
we
the
go.
outside.
Oh my God.
So we're one of those studios. Yeah, we got like you can look in. So I'm looking at the city alive right now. And it is the best city. I
I like
I love New York.
my favorite part is walking out and being in it. You're just in it immediately. You can be in it right away, and there's so much possibility and people and like
Yep. You just accidentally start walking a long way.
yeah, it's like less weird to be alone here. Like it I feel in LA it's more inconvenient to kill time.
True.
Like you're parking at the mall or you're like making a decision, but here you can truly like
Hop in a coffee shop.
there's like three movie theaters that are 15-minute within 15-minute walking from me.
That's great.
You know, kind of like, oh, I'm bored. There's just I don't know, fits my lifestyle in a way
Yeah.
that I like.
Are you walking to movies? What are you seeing
Walking
besides standing movie? No,
everywhere.
have you seen anything like? Did you see the Bob Dylan movie?
Ugh, no. I hated Nosferatu.
Me
Hated.
too. I walked out.
I
I
was with
walked out after
people. It was
20
one of the
minutes.
worst. I would say one of the worst movies I've ever seen.
That's so crazy because the my friend that I went with, he's like, bro, everybody says this movie's great. 20
I think
minutes
it's
in,
visual dorks. There are people like if you're a filmmaker, I get how you're like, oh, that snow is cool or like whatever, like and Willem Dafoe, I guess, but it's
no,
a
it
nightmare.
was
And I
terrible.
hated the dialogue. I hated the dialogue so
When
much.
Willem Dafoe came on, his shit was so corny. Whatever that first speech was that he gave, I was like, this dude's in a different movie. Like you had us
That's
looking
but
a
I
bunch,
liked his movie. That's the thing. I was like, I want more of that movie. I don't
right?
need this.
But they start you off for 20 minutes. There's not a single actor you recognize, and all of a sudden Willem Dafoe pops up.
Oh,
Like
well,
you
I
might as
like
well.
Nicholas Holt. I do like Nicholas Holt. I like the Depp daughter. She's hot. I like her.
I didn't even know that was her. I just thought
That's Lily
he.
Rose Depp, Nicholas Holt. No, I'm into them. I'm into them. But it was
Uh,
so slow. I also just don't get it. Like the story will never make sense to me. A whole town of people that live in the woods are like, don't go there. Everyone's like, don't go there. And he's like, I have to make this real estate deal with this gremlin. Like, I will never understand that storyline. I just watched Jeepers Creepers yesterday. And again, it's like, oh, we gotta solve it. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yo, you weren't in Cassie Davis' independent film, were you?
No, no. I've never met her.
Okay, I thought you would have met her, but like I
Oh,
actually
actually, I have met her. I actually have met her once, but it was when I was meeting Miley Cyrus.
wow.
And so that's what's like huge in my mind in this big moment.
Yeah.
That just came to me. She was
Okay.
there, of course.
I forgot the name of her movie, but I actually watched it. I thought it was pretty damn good. Her whole little crew is like your vibe. I could see you.
Ooh,
I
I
could
would
see
love to. Yeah, I would
I could
definitely
see you
watch
playing
it.
in that indie. Yeah, they were all funny, little snarky comments. You know what I
Well,
mean? It was
now that
very
I've
sharp and
now that
quick.
I'm so into, I've been watching way more movies now that I've like had so much fun on these sets and stuff. Like it's making me more.
You're gonna start writing. You'll see.
I would love to. Maybe
it
I'll
naturally
download Final.
happens.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go get Final Draft today.
You should
Final Draft
get Final Draft 13. It's
13.
updated.
That's the
Yeah,
new one.
yeah. They might
Oh,
have a
do you know
14 now.
technology? My Mac is like blinking black like this. And
Oh, it's
even
on.
when it's on full screen and I'm watching a movie, it'll like the pause stop bars will come on. Like it just keeps winking, but not consistently. But when it does, it'll be like three times. What's happening?
It's on the cusp of destruction. You
Why?
got
But it's not even old. It's new. It's not even a year old.
it doesn't matter. Just get it to the Mac store before it crashes. I don't know what's going on, but get it to the Mac store. Mike,
Yeah,
there's
well,
Macs all over you.
I
They're everywhere in New York.
I just hate me and technology. We're not like we don't vibe.
Simpatico.
No, my headphones, the wireless, they're dead somewhere. I can't. I just bought wired ones today. I just got a new phone. I had a 12. My sister texted me going, "We upgraded the family plan. Get to the store now. They'll give you $830 for your phone." And then I screamed at her. I was like, "Why would you do this to me? I hate technology, you dumb bitch." And then of course I thanked her. It was like, "Lovely, I have a new phone."
And
But
800
my
in your
email
pocket.
wouldn't merge and I yelled at her again.
This is your 10-year older sister that didn't want to hear you yell at her. You yelled at her.
Oh yeah, and then like during pandemic, my other laptop broke, and then I just had a cat fucking put water all over it. So
Your
so I,
cat?
no, my friend's cat, but God bless her.
God. All right. Well, listen, I got to gear up for my next
Who's next?
appointment. Joey McIntyre, New Kids on the Block.
That's crazy.
You can, by the way, go ahead, pop in accidentally. I don't care.
Oh my
Joey's
God, Joey McIntyre.
yeah. By the way, it's so funny because technology, all his stuff online is like about how he's so non-tech savvy and he hates it because he's
Yeah.
got new songs that are incredible. And the
Mhm.
dude's like, yeah, he's a hit maker from forever.
Yeah.
And they're in Vegas doing their thing and he's famous. But his like Instagram and his whole thing is like, you'd think he was 70 years old. He just hates doing it. He doesn't like cutting up videos, clips, and so it's pretty interesting to see like an old school pop star in the new world. And he's still making hits and
Yeah.
people go to his shows and he sells out venues. So I'm like, dude, maybe you don't need it, but I'm gonna find out.
Yeah, tech and me, but okay, so I have to go to the Mac store. It's on the cusp. I'll write that.
Yeah, Max Sore on the cusp, Shadow Box against Seinfeld,
Yeah.
um,
And I'm getting final draft.
Final Draft 13.
I'm
Get
gonna
by
write something.
unless they updated it one more. Get that, and then and that's it. You're good. You're good. We solved everything. And then I'll tell everybody, watch your special Tuesday,
Netflix, Night Owl, January
Netflix.
28th.
January 28th, Netflix, Night Owl, Liza Treyger. Great to
Thank
see
you.
you.
This was
Good.
fun. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Nice to re-meet you. I'll see you at the clubs this week somewhere, I'm sure. And
Have
thank
fun with Joey McIntyre.
I'll tell him you said hi.
Yeah.
All right. See you later.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.